I'm talking about age. Age ain't nothing but a number because time is the number one factor in what should be considered when you are doing anything. How much time and how much you have matured. Because the government always tells you, oh, you can't do this until you get this certain age. That's wrong. That's wrong. A person should be able to do whatever they want to do when they feel they're ready for it. Just like they always telling these people, oh, your kids are grown at the age of 18. They don't have to do nothing you tell them to. They can go out and get a home. They can go out and they can go to the army. They could well, now you got to be 21 to start smoking, but or you have to be 21 to buy liquor. And where do they come up with these ages? I don't know, but I'm sure it's something sinister behind it. Because why, at the age of 18 years ago, you could buy cigarettes. Now you got to be 21. What happened? What happened? You know, I mean, if cigarettes is that bad, why are you selling them anyway? Because just like they sell everything else, half the food that we eat is it causes cancer. It ain't no good. And half the food that you eat is not food. It's 25% coloring and 85% chemicals, 10% salt. I mean, come on. And yes, we do eat it. We all be guilty of it. But we need to stop. But what I'm saying is time, who's best to say when your kids is grown enough to do something? The parents. That's what makes me mad about these people. Don't tell my kids that they is old enough to do this. No, they're not. They are not ready for this. Yeah. And I started thinking about that when I got the bad news, sad news about Mary Wilson passed away today at the age of 76. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm still trying to come to grips with Cicely Tyson passing away about a couple weeks ago at the age of 92. And and that's what I'm saying. You have people live to be 100. You got some people live to be 70. You got some live to be 60. You got some that live to be 40. I mean, age, it's not about how old you are. It's about what you have done in your lifetime. And it's a lot of us out here that have go to our grave and haven't done anything that we ever wanted to do. Some of us haven't even been out of the city that they were born in. And it's so much to do on this earth. So many places to see and go. And you can't. Because number one, you don't have the time. Number two, you don't have the money. And number three, you might get killed if you go because of conflict in the region. You got to spend all this money to get a passport, and then you have to go through all this to go to another country. And then if you get over there, you might not be able to come back because who knows? They might put up some restrictions. So it's crazy. And this is what we live in now. This is the world that we live in. Oh, this world is in so dire need of healing and coming together. Why we can't live in a world of love and harmony? I know that's an age-old question. And you know what? And I'm talking about myself. I'm getting up there in age. Really. It's I am every time I talk about it, I get teary-eyed. I'm very fortunate to live this long because my beginnings was very um, risky and full of bad habits and being around people that weren't very nice. And it was a few times that I could have lost my life. And and of course, we all know that everyone has to go. I just lost my father. Now my mother and my father's gone. So I'm officially an orphan. And the one thing that I can say now is I am glad that I did live long enough to see my kids grow up, grandkids, great grandkids, and to have their respect. You know, um, a few years ago, wouldn't have been the that would not have been the it wouldn't have happened because of the life I was living. And I'm glad that I was able to change my life around and do things that I didn't think was possible. So what I'm saying is, if I was to leave right now, I would leave living a happy life. I would leave happy because my kids, I have seen them grow up to be mature adults with loving families, and I would be someone that they could look up to and think about in times of need. I could leave them with words of wisdom. I could leave them with fond memories. Let me stop because I'm getting ready to start messing up my makeup. Okay, I get so teary eyed. Uh, oh, you know what? I hope that I could just one day wake up and hear nothing but good stuff. Just like I read something in the news about I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's been like 20 some days and no murder in Baltimore. Oh, if you could just hear that off of the country. I'm not gonna say the world because that's just okay, let me go. Talk to you later.